Ever wonder what it takes to get, like pretty much everything to your doorstep?
It's a question most people don't think about,
Yeah.
but it's the backbone of our entire economy.
Right. And today we're taking a deep dive into the trucking industry, looking ahead to 2025 to see what challenges are on the horizon.
Buckle up, because it's a wild ride.
We're using insights from a company called BeyondTrucks. And let me tell you, they're dealing with some really interesting stuff that impacts all of us.
That's the thing about the trucking industry. It's way more than just trucks and highways. What happens in this industry affects everything from our wallets to, well, how smoothly our lives run.
Speaking of wallets, one of the big takeaways from BeyondTruck's report is the economic pressure cooker this industry's in. I mean, get this. Operational costs have skyrocketed like over 22% in just the past 2 years.
And that's a huge problem for trucking companies, yeah, but it goes way beyond that.
Oh, absolutely. Remember last year when fuel prices went crazy and suddenly groceries cost like 5% more?
Exactly. That's the ripple effect. Those rising costs, they hit everyone's bottom line. And for truck drivers, it's not just about companies making less profit. It directly impacts their paychecks and their ability to provide for their families.
It's like this hidden cost we all pay just to keep things moving.
Precisely. It's the cost of doing business in a global economy where goods have to be transported over vast distances.
And speaking of challenges, it's not just about the cost of fuel, it's about finding a place to park these massive rigs. Apparently, parking is a huge headache in the trucking world.
Oh, it's more than a headache. It's a nightmare. Imagine driving for hours on end. I mean, these guys and gals are putting in serious miles, and then you finally reach your designated rest stop, only to find there's not a single spot available.
Brutal.
It's not just inconvenient, though. It's a serious safety issue. When drivers are forced to push themselves beyond their limits or park in unsafe locations because they can't find proper parking, it puts everyone on the road at risk.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Exhausted drivers, unsafe roads. It's a recipe for disaster. And speaking of disasters, the report highlighted another major obstacle: lawsuits.
Oh yeah, the legal minefield is a constant concern for trucking companies and drivers. Accidents happen, insurance claims pile up, and then there are the frivolous lawsuits, all of which contribute to a climate of uncertainty and drive up costs for everyone.
It's like a vicious cycle. But, this is where Beyond Trucks comes in with their tech solution, TMS or transportation management systems.
TMS is a real game changer for the industry. Think of it as a central nervous system for truck operations. It's constantly analyzing data like traffic patterns, fuel prices, delivery deadlines, weather conditions, you name it. And then it uses that information to help drivers and companies make smarter decisions.
So it's like having a co-pilot, but way more sophisticated.
Exactly. TMS is like having a whole team of experts, a navigator, a financial advisor, a logistics manager, all rolled into one.
And this helps with the legal stuff, too.
Big time. TMS can track driving behavior, monitor speed, braking, all that, which means it can provide crucial evidence in case of an accident. This helps protect drivers from unfair claims, and it ensures that companies are operating safely and responsibly. But even with all this cool tech, we can't forget about the human beings behind the wheel.
Right. The report really emphasized driver shortages and compensation as major pain points.
Yeah, it's a demanding job, long hours, time away from family, and often the pay doesn't reflect those sacrifices. So we're seeing experienced drivers leave the profession, and attracting new talent is getting tougher.
And I'd imagine TMS comes into play here, too.
Absolutely. Beyond Trucks highlighted how TMS can lead to fairer pay for drivers, ensuring they're compensated for every mile and every hour they put in. It also brings more transparency to assignments, so drivers know exactly what to expect.
It's all about respect, really, treating drivers fairly and giving them the tools they need to succeed. But it's not just about maintaining the status quo, right? The industry's on the verge of a major shakeup, with electric trucks hitting the road.
It's an exciting time. Electric trucks are no longer a futuristic dream, they're a reality. And this shift presents a whole new set of challenges and opportunities for the industry.
And it seems like BeyondTrucks is ahead of the curve. They're already adapting their TMS technology to work seamlessly with electric trucks. Things like locating charging stations, optimizing routes based on battery range, and even managing charging schedules to take advantage of off-peak electricity rates.
It's a fantastic example of how technology can drive progress and address some of the biggest challenges facing the industry.
So the next time you're stuck in traffic behind a big rig, remember,
It's not just a truck. It's a vital part of a complex system that keeps our world moving.
it's food on our tables, clothes on our backs, and the very infrastructure that supports our modern way of life.
It's worth thinking about, isn't it?
It sure is. And that wraps up our deep dive into the future of trucking.